Greetings, brethren, sisterin, and otherin. Welcome again to No Theoretical Bias. I am your host, Saga Smith, aka Owen, aka Chanted Evening. Welcome again to the Fortress of Bone live stream, where we're following our Doty adventurers through the wilds of Splintered Moon, a post-apocalyptic fantasy. When last we met, our heroes are tentatively and carefully exploring an area known only as the Necropolis, a massive city that has been in dust and ruin for hundreds of years, picked over by various people, haunted by ghouls and other things that go raw in the night. But they following a lead last time, following a lead from some starving to death Dominion people. They sought out the mysterious Tinker, a person of some note in the area who seems to be able to keep himself alive when within all the dangers. They were able to make friendly contact, and when Luther was asking about something he's been seeking, some elemental incense to appease his fire spirit, they got pointed at an old academy, university, college, big school setting, something. Having to sneak around a little bit because there's some very, very, very massive dangers between the 2 points. They ended up on the academy grounds, been poking around. Randveer found a very, very large magical ward, not so much keep everybody out, but more like a tripwire to know when people are wandering around. Relatively recent as far as things go, and he determined that it would have to be renewed every year or so. This is not an ancient thing necessarily. Also, Brother Xander spotted someone coming up from underground, spying on them a little bit, didn't get a good look, and didn't give on that he had noticed. So, you have in cash and prizes, me knocking over my mouse, you have in cash and prizes a abandoned question mark academy, a lot of standing buildings in relatively good shape, many buildings in not very good shape, some potential underground dwellers, and not a lot else. The academy has apparently been picked over a little bit up here. So, with that, what do you do?
Okay, so are me and Albrecht back inside the main building at this point? Because I believe I just nudged him. Okay, perfect.
Yes, you all,
Um,
as far as I remember, you all came back together and have reconvened and have shared all this information.
so what do you guys want to do? Do you want to keep looking around but just keep an eye on the doors, or what do you want to do, Ranveer, Luther? Because I know you two are the ones really looking for info here.
I mean, I got what I want. Like at the end of the day, I'm a happy puppy.
Point of fact, you got a tiny little bit of what you wanted. The tinker said that there might be a way to, there might be a source or even recipes for the incense in question. You haven't found any sign of that, but carry on.
Well, how many were there watching us?
I just saw one. So I can't really speak to how many there were. How many people do you think it took to set up this
Many.
many? Okay, all right, understood. Um, so maybe we should act as if it's a lot more than just one.
I think if they're already here, they know where we are. We're here, and if it took a whole team of skilled, like magic wielders, to make this ward, I'm assuming there's more than one.
Does Moku smell anything? Like maybe could Moku just smell someone unfamiliar?
Well, yes. You haven't had a lot of time to um you haven't had a lot of time to train Roku. though, again, a dog, uh, bopping around a little bit, um, sniffing at stuff. Uh, where were you planning on taking the pup to sniff around?
I wasn't planning on taking Moku anywhere. I just was wondering if she would have noticed something.
Okay.
Maybe her head would have perked up.
Yeah. Again, as a dog, she's going to find a lot of things of interest. You just interested in following her nose. Let's see. Go ahead and give me a observe roll, please. That works. All right. So ask one question, please.
Would be a good question. What here is valuable?
Okay. Let's see. Valuable as far as monetary or as far as useful information?
Something that Luther would find valuable.
The question stands. Something
Not monetary.
okay, so magical or informational?
Hmm.
Um, oh, um, well, you're going through some places. There were some of the sections were obviously like library and library adjacent things, a lot of books. Most of the scrolls and writings and books and things in here were either missing or damaged. You found like the first half of a book that wasn't in bad shape. The last part of it is completely ruined, but the title of the book intrigued you. What was the title?
Dogs and Magic, a how-to possible.
Oh, okay, so we'll call it Canine Assisted Magic. A how-to guide. Okay, cool. Yeah, give me a sharp roll to see if you've had a chance to pick anything up on that. Yes, you have. All right, so you've come up with a minor magical effect, not really a full bore spell per se, but you come up with a minor magical effect that has something to do with your dog. What are you thinking?
Maybe she can sense magic that might be scentless.
Okay, yeah, magical senses. That would be great. That would be great. One of the things that you know about magic is really good at making something do something better. Magic will make a sword cut harder, but it would be hard to make a sword into like a healing item because that's not what it does. But if you had a spell or a spell effect that would let your dog sense things better, that would make sense. Okay. So, so you're doing this little minor magical effect, and Moku perks up and is sniffing around, goes over and sniffs the hell out of Ranveer. Um, and Ranveer, you can tell that the dog can sense the spirits that you're using, that you're working with, like knows right where they are, like looking at them, tail wag. If any of them look scary, like shun away, but any of them that look friendly. So can at least for a short period of time can perceive uh, magical constructs and creatures. So goes casting around with her newly sharpened nose. You find a minor illusion because she's standing next to a wall and like looking at you and looking at the wall and looking at you and looking at the wall and tail wagging. And when you get close enough, she takes a half step forward and steps right through the wall. Half. the waggy tail part half sticking out and then comes back. What do y'all do?
Do I need to go look at it?
I mean, I'm just gonna follow behind Moku, whether it's a good idea or not.
Okay. So this illusionary wall, as soon as you get past it, it's a dimly lit room. It does not appear to have any windows directly to the outside, but there are slats, either slats cut into the ceiling or the area above is like wooden beams that are not entirely pressed together. So you get a little bit of light in here. There are weapon racks, a couple of which have some fairly nasty looking spears in them, with cross pieces. Anybody know what I mean by a boar spear or a winged spear? So you got the spearhead, and then it's got a cross piece that's out like this. So if you stab the giant pig with it, it can't come up the spear at you. Okay, it will stop it. It's a door stopper for whatever you stabbed with the spear. There's a couple of those. They look fairly heavy duty, and they don't look new. I've seen some use. The shafts are bone. Okay, they're long bones. And you're like, what the heck? The bones have been joined together with metal strapping that looks fairly intricate. Then there's tongue and groove stuff to keep it together, and then it's wrapped with metal banding. But they're nasty looking, good length, and you have no idea what you would use these for. Anyway, the other thing that's immediate of interest is there is a trapdoor set into the floor. From the dust, hasn't been opened recently, but what do y'all do?
Are you going in that trapdoor, Luther?
Absolutely, I'm going in that trapdoor. It's not even a question.
Before you jump in, do we want to like use a light or something to determine how deep it is?
Sure. I'm gonna stand rear guard if you don't mind.
I could drop one of those like light spheres into it.
All right.
Drop it? Like,
Well, even if it's not powered on, if it were to break on the floor, we would see a burst of light giving us some idea of what we're looking at.
I do have a cord that we could like
like
rope it
rope
down.
it down.
Mhm.
okay. So who's opening the trapdoor?
I'm
Do you,
I mean, I guess I will.
Okay. So you open it up. It creaks a little bit. There is you even in the dim light here, you can see a do you know what I mean by a ship's ladder? Anybody? Okay, so take a standard ladder, right? But instead of little rungs like this big, they're about this big. So it's kind of a cross between a set of stairs and a ladder. It's a lot easier to get up and down, balance on it, reach out over here. So these are ship's ladder type ladders. And it's going down. You think you see the bottom. It's not that far down. Maybe 15, 20 feet. Not that far. You're muted.
I don't think we are.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The other one was muted. So never mind. So, yeah, what do you do?
I mean, we found a trapdoor. Like, we have to go in it.
Okay. Let me know who's going down first and what sort of light source you're using.
I'm gonna use the light sphere and case to
Mhm.
just light
Okay.
light it up for me.
Okay. That works. All right. So what are you going to do with the dog?
I think I'll just leave Moku up there because it's gonna be safer for her, probably.
She's not happy about that, and she's whining.
If I can deem it safe, I'll come back.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you go down. This is, you're in kind of a wide spot in a passageway. This place is old. Okay. It's old, crumbling stonework. Though you can see what looks like some signs of recent shoring up stuff. All of the passageway is not squared off. It's mostly arches, and it's like mutually supporting arches. Very, very solid construction. And this is kind of a circular, wide spot in this passageway. The ship's ladder is kind of offset, so if people were running up and down here, rollerblading, whatever, they wouldn't run into the ladder. And there is a spot immediately across the way to like for torches and things. The passageway, even with your light, the passageway disappears in both directions into the dark. I'm sorry, one of them, let's see, you're thinking that one's going west-ish. The western one just disappears into the dark. The eastern one goes about right at the edge of the distance of your light. It makes a hard turn north. So I can start generally broadly mapping this out for you. Oh, and you think, let's see, on the main map here, you think this passageway was in the main building right about there. It's a small, again, the room that the fake wall was in was like a small officey type space, it looks like. So you've got, let's do a new map here. So you've got a passage. So there's a passage heading west-ish, and then one that goes east a little ways and goes north, you think. So what do y'all do?
I'll go down there with Luther.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stay with Moku until it's safe.
Okay.
I think Alberg is probably going to go down with the other two.
Okay. Yeah, give me an observe roll, Luther, just to see if you notice anything. Okay, 3 questions. Go for it.
What was the last significant event to happen?
Okay. Well, there is a lot of dust down here, as you would expect from an underground kind of space. You do notice some footprints, not that old, in the dust down here. They are, again, roughly human sized and shaped. But again, somebody has been through here in recent memory. And you are looking into a space like this. All right. So in your little corner of the world is going to be, let's see, right in the middle there. Like, oh, wrong one. Right about here. So, wide spot in the road, a little ways east and north, and west into the limits of the light. So footprints both directions, roughly human-ish shape and size. And yeah, this is not a well-traveled path, but it's recently traveled. No one immediately in sight. What do y'all do?
I guess I could help Moku down,
Mm-hmm.
see if she sees or notices anything.
All right. So she's sniffing around and wagging and wagging and wagging and wagging, having a good, living her best life. She perks up her ears a couple of times, one in both directions, but seems a little bit more interested, if you had to guess, a little bit more interested in east than west. What do you do?
I mean, if she's more interested in west, might as well go west.
Okay, what are you doing with your friends and relatives up above?
I think. How long do you guys think you're going to be down there? Because knowing that someone's watching us, it might be we might need to watch this so that in case someone tries, they can't lock us in this place down here.
I might have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, scratch that. I was gonna try to use sanctuary to kind of set up a tripwire
Mm-hmm.
if someone's surrounded the trapdoor, but I have to be there the whole time.
Yeah, you have to be inside of it.
Okay. Well, I can stay back, and just watch this little hatch here. Um, I will shout if there's anything that goes wrong.
Okay.
Hopefully, you can hear me.
Okay.
Well,
Just
if
as
anybody
a,
wants to stay with Xander, because I think, at least in my mind, I feel like 2 should explore the catacombs and 2 should stay above ground.
I mean, I'm
Well,
going with Moku.
I might, instead of just like standing at a hatch, like not doing anything, while you guys are gone, I might see if I can like board up like block off the doors and entrances and really like set up a position here just in case something goes wrong while you're exploring.
okay. I'm sorry, has anybody leveled up recently?
I'm at 7, but that happened before the Tinker.
Oh, okay. What was your last upgrade?
I got the diplomacy feature, which is, hold on, let me see what I chose with it. I got Herald, not Herald. Did I not put it in here? Oh yeah, no, it is Herald. Yeah, when you negotiate in good faith with an enemy, they will refrain from violence at least long enough to hear you out. So I am kind of good enough to stay back here, if you guys are fine.
I mean, if we do want 2 on each end, I am willing to stay up with Xander, just in case, if people do try to come at us, see if we could talk our way out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we can try that, and they can go explore and search out the magic.
Okay.
I mean, what if there's something down here that could be reasoned with, though? I mean,
Oh well,
for
I
all
guess we'll just have to make our choice. A choice that
Yeah.
Albrecht would very much like to make without the presence of Xander or Ranveer.
Yeah.
I mean, I got no morals. If you want to go ahead, go ahead.
Absolutely.
I think this
All
is
right.
good enough.
Okay. So, Luther and Ranveer, you proceed down the Eastern Passage, which turns to the north. Again, not you're carrying your own light down here. You're not seeing a lot of other lights, which is why you're very surprised when directly ahead of you there are several very bright lights. Um, far brighter than torchlight or firelight. And it's almost a blue white light, very stark, very stunning down here in the dark. And a voice says, "That's far enough." So all you see in front of you is 3 or 4 of these discs of spotlight on you. Um, you can't see anything beyond the light. It's way too bright. Um, strangely, Moku wags her tail a little bit, like a couple of times, and stops. What do you do?
I think Luther is frozen.
Okay.
Albrecht is not. Albrecht's gonna call out, asking, "Are you the ones that have been watching us this time? Then the ones that our friends upstairs found peeking at us."
I don't know. Were you the ones sneaking around places that you're not supposed to be?
Hmm. Well, I would say we're not supposed to be here if anyone was actually here to prevent us to be here in the first place.
All right.
For all we know, this is an abandoned location.
So no sudden moves, please. Your best bet is to turn around and go away and forget you ever found that door.
Well, can we at least ask who you are first?
Yeah, we're 6 guys with crossbows.
Hmm.
You hear some muttering. Give me a hot roll, Albrecht.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yay! No modifier. I got 12.
that works. So it's Albrecht and Luther
Yep.
And the dog.
and the dog.
I like to imagine Xander and Ranveer are playing Go Fish up there while we're
Gotcha.
waiting for them.
Gotcha. Um. So there's again, you hear some quiet conversation going on beyond the lights, and 3 of them go out, and one of them gets turned down. So in your turned down like visually, turned down like a spotlight down, and in the light of your sphere there, you see a handful of people, or at least people-shaped objects. Um, again, a lot of crossbows. A different voice says, "How did you get? How did you make it this far? Are there others with you?"
Depends. Well, I'll answer his questions. Are we in any immediate danger of you killing us if you don't like what we have to say?
Muttered conversation. Muttered conversation. All right, come ahead slow. Keep your hands away from weapons, and we can talk a little bit. So, what do you do?
I think Luther in this moment is just gonna like hands up walk towards them.
Okay.
Well, you can't come to us.
Moku actually darts ahead of you, tail wagging. So, Luther, you step into the room. Now it's dimly lit. It's not very big, rectangular. And they've got, whoever these people are, have got movable barricades that they can block off passages with. So this is obviously some kind of guard room. Okay. Again, barrels of crossbow quarrels, some more of those nasty looking boar spears. Yeah. Oh, and you notice there's some passageways up along the side of this corridor. They're probably been put in since the fall, but there's a lot of murder holes there, not particularly conspicuous. So anybody trying to assault this guard room from the south, where you're at, was going to face a lot of hellish, like stabby stabs from 3 directions. Anyway, as you walk into the dim light, there's a slim figure crouched down, petting your dog. Um, and with all both with evidence of some happiness and pleasure. She straightens up as you walk in. Nice dog. um, she gestures. There's stools and a few little tables around. They push up some stools for you. Each of you has got your own personal watcher. They're not pointing the crossbows at you, but they're standing far enough away that they could level and fire without you being able to get to them easily. The woman gestures to the other two stools, and then she sits down. So, uh, manners. And one of the guards comes over with a water bottle, a Boda bottle and some cups, splashes some water in 3, cracks off some crackers in 3, and the woman says, pick your drinks.
I think I'll just go for the water.
Okay. So she waits until Ranveer, are you drinking as well?
I'm
Oh,
not
you're
there.
not there.
Ranveer's
You're not
naked.
there, sorry. Albrecht, are you drinking as well?
Albrecht's gonna watch Luther drink it first, just to make sure it doesn't kill him.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be fine. It's a little flat and musty, but it's water. Albrecht?
Sure, why not?
Okay. She takes whatever cup you all didn't pick up, takes a slug. With the mouthful of water, she throws the cracker in her mouth. I'll never get used to that. So, hi, hospitality. My name is Lorbeck. Laura Beck. I'm well, there's not a lot of people in charge here. I'm one of them. Who's also not in charge. Uh what brings you to the academy?
Well, we're brought here by whatever interests our magical friend here.
I'm the magical friend. Hi.
Oh, well, that is interesting. What um what kind of magic do you do?
Some basic magic, like a fireball here and there. Nothing crazy.
Okay. One of the other guards coughs, like he's choking on his tongue for a second. Laura Beck darts a look over at him. Fire mage. All right. Yeah, I could see where that might be useful to some people. So we were talking about how you got here. How did you get past all of the hazards that are running around the necropolis?
We just walked.
Luck.
One foot in front of the other, and a double handful of luck will get you quite a ways. Another one of the guardy types comes in from the other. There's a passageway out. Comes in and whispers something. You've got a couple of friends waiting upstairs.
Yeah, but they don't cause any immediate harm.
Well, the elders might want to talk to them too. Is there any way, since we're all playing nice, is there any way you could ask them, pretty please, to come down here and chat a little bit?
Could I send
Loser, do you want to
Moku?
go do that? Oh.
Sure. I'll walk with Moku back to the trapdoor.
Okay.
You got any sevens?
Yeah. No,
Albrecht, go ahead and give me a sharp roll, please.
Hey.
Okay. Mark XP. You're trying to get a read on how serious the you're trying to get a threat assessment on these warrior guard types. You're not getting a good read on them. There's yeah, your stomach's bothering you. You're thinking about something else. Yeah. It's not gelling for you yet. All right. So the other two, there's a soft voice calling to you from down below. What do you do?
Let's go for it.
yeah. Gonna scramble down there.
Okay, cool. So you all reconvene in the guard room. The slim woman named Laura Beck, she introduces herself to the newcomers and makes sure you all have a little bit of water and a little bit of food. And she even has another splash and munch to show, solidarity. So she sits back down on the stool. Not to tell any of you your business, but anybody from the outside who got this far into some very, very, very bad, through some very, very, very bad places, you have to have some skills and abilities. And as your friend here claims to be a fire mage, I'll ask again, what brings you to the university, to the academy?
Honestly, I dragged everyone here because I was looking for something called elemental incense.
Okay. Judging by the carefully blank look on her face and the fact that a couple of the guardy types shifted from foot to foot, they know what you're talking about. Ah, so you are a seeker after some before times knowledge. Most treasure seekers, most adventurers and ruin runners never come to the academy, or they leave swiftly. How did you hear about us?
We heard of the
Well,
academy.
I'm not sure if that's. I was going to say something. It depends. If we tell you, what would you do with that knowledge, or does it really matter?
I will say, my friends, like they are sharp with their tongue, but they mean well.
Well, sir, broadly, were you looking at old before times information about the academy, or did someone or someone's with more recent information point you at this place? Just broadly.
Someone as a recent.
Okay. All right. Well, can't be helped. All right. So, this is a little above my pay grade, but if you wouldn't mind, there are some a little more comfortable places not far from here, um, where we could better discuss some particulars for you. Um, Not to put too fine on a point on it, we're having some problems that a competent group of individuals might be able to assist us with. And we may or may not have some information about some of the things that you're looking for, but that would be subject to negotiation, and that ain't me. So, first question, would you all be amenable to talking to the elders?
Sure.
I have a question. I have a question with your question.
Sure.
Are you at all related to the Dominion?
Who?
Okay. Do they not appear to know what that name means?
Give me a scrutinized roll.
Okay. What's it? Oh, there it is.
Oh, fantastic. So, 3 questions.
So, are they honest? I guess that's the first one.
Yeah, they appear, yeah, no clue.
What are their intentions?
Intentions. Laura Beck seems fairly sincere in the whole we got a problem, capital P. And seems to be intending for you to help her group solve them.
And then I don't really think there's anything I want her to do for me. And okay, so I'm guessing from the intentions part, I can tell that basically she wants us to go handle this problem. I don't really think I need a third question, to be honest.
Would you like to hold it for later?
Sure.
Okay, beautiful. All right. Last thing. We're fairly serious about security down here. So there would be some blindfolds involved. And I can promise on whatever you want me to promise on that no harm will become of you. You will get to the destination in the same state that you started with now, all of your stuff intact.
Is
Seem like a
Albert gonna go for this?
No.
Okay.
Albrecht sees it as absolutely humiliating to be blindfolded and just led somewhere.
Okay.
if
What?
if we gave you some form of collateral, would the blindfolds be not as required? You seem like a stand-up lady.
You're asking me to put the safety and security of everyone I've ever known or loved at risk. Would that be good enough for you?
I see your point.
I mean, frankly, you could blindfold those three. I promise you, I don't care about this location whatsoever. I don't barely even know who any of you actually are. And even if they do, even if someone's looking for you, I doubt I would even remember who any of you are in the first place.
Okay. Um,
Love being an instigator.
Laura Beck, Lorbeck looks at you, Albrecht, with a calculating look. Has everybody introduced yourselves, by the way?
I think I
Yeah.
have.
Are you a gambling man, sir?
Not particularly. I only really go for something when there's a very high chance that I know I will win.
So you don't play cards or dominoes or chess or arm wrestling, knife throwing.
I do enjoy a nice arm wrestling competition now and then.
Okay, that's got a limited replay value down here. Because a couple of the boys were going to be playing some cards, and they could use a fourth to while away your time while your friends go and talk to the elders. Up to you. So, she hands the three of you wide cloth blindfolds and says, "Feel free to put those on, and we'll check them." Which they do, and they lead you out the side passage. Albrecht, you can. They got cards, they got dice, they got dominoes, somebody's got a chessboard, poetry reading, whatever way you want to spend your time. So the three of you are led down what seems to be endless corridors. There's a lot of that whole spinning around thing and taking a couple steps in one direction and blah blah blah. So unless you're really on top of your game, you're not going to know where you're at. You're finally seated in relatively comfy chairs or seats. They carefully take off the blindfolds. Pup is standing in front of you. Luther looking around, tail. Oh, it's a people. I love people. Okay.
Did they
So
blindfold the dog?
no,
Oh.
which is funny. So the elders, there's actually three of them. There's you're trying to figure out the hierarchy, but you're not really sure. So Elder Glar, Elder Harald, and Elder Planka. First thing you notice is now that you've got a good look at everybody maneuvering around, this is a fairly cosmopolitan group. You're seeing a lot of different lineages, a lot of different heritages, a lot of different skin tones, heights, builds. Yeah, it's a fairly diverse community. So Glar is very large, wearing sort of scholarly robes that only come down about to mid shin. Tiny little spectacles on his big nose, and he's apparently the spokesperson, but he introduces you to the other two elders. And they're looking you over like a side of meat. So made it this far. Good. Laura Beck says one of you is a fire mage of some kind. Uh, Handy. Very handy. You are also the one who is looking for the elemental incense.
Yep.
Nice lantern you got there. So, cards on the table. We got a ghoul problem. And
Bad business.
Yeah, and we uh, we could use the help. Um, you all know anything about the ghouls around here?
Yes.
They're mean.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so long arm ghouls. Um, the uh, the records show that when the city was a thriving concern, one of the big selling points was the sewer systems, right? Yeah, you got this many people in one place, you got to keep the poop moving. Um, where we're at now is separate from that, though the sewers do or did run around here too, back to the academy. When the big fall happened, um, our ancestors blocked off a lot of stuff. Um, just over the generations, ghouls showed up. They got fought off. We blocked up some stuff, blocked some more stuff, brought some tunnels down, that kind of a thing. Um, Problem is, those bastards can dig, and give them enough time, they're like rats. They'll get through anything. So we've had to pull back a little bit and knock down a few more tunnels, because they're apparently all through the sewer systems. Um, from what we've been able to gather, there's different tribes. They at least have different markers and identifiers and tattoos. And they've been really pushing hard to get in this way. So we need them taken care of, or at least beaten back long enough and hard enough that they don't come this way anymore. We don't have a lot of manpower to do that, but a couple warriors, fire mage, somebody who smells like spirits might be able to make a few dents in that. Um, any interest? I'm not going to say it ain't dangerous because it is.
So I have two questions. Luther over here, I hate to speak for him, but he probably won't go for this unless he knows he's gonna get something with the elemental incense. That's the first thing. The second thing is I have. Do you do you know anyone who's currently fighting the ghouls?
Um,
I'm trying to see if he knows who the Tinker is, basically, without giving away.
so okay. Um, well, kind of. Um, the ghouls, from what we can kind of sort of tell, the ghouls run or haunt a big chunk of the dead city. Um, we observed some animal people, like let's see, like there were some rat folk. Um, we think we saw some like dog folk. Um, again, similar equipment, so they all kind of seem to be a deal. Um, and they breathe, their hearts beat, and they have blood, so ghouls would be interested in that. Then there've been these giant bugs. That's been in the last 20 or 30 years. Um, don't have any idea where they're coming from, but uh, we found again, our scouts have seen some signs of their pushing into parts of the city that we wouldn't go to because there's too many damn ghouls. But that's about it. Why? Who do you know?
It appears that we have done a bit more venturing in the past week or so than you guys have in information collection. If that's ever something you'd want to talk about, possibly, and have a sit-down conversation about a long conversation,
Oh,
uh,
sure,
we can
sure,
do
sure,
that.
sure.
My
Well,
last question
mhm.
is about the Dominion. And if you know or recognize that name, they occupied the area above us for, it appeared, a short period of time.
I'll hold out the medallion to see if they recognize the symbol at least.
Do you mind if I?
Of course.
Hmm. He's you're in. This is kind of a sitting room, kind of study. There's tables and a desk or two. He takes a piece of paper or vellum or something, grabs a stick of charcoal, puts it over it, and goes, does a rubbing of it, holds it in the light. That's pretty good. He says, talk to the scribes about this one, hands it back. Yeah, not familiar with that. Dominion. Religious?
No, not really. More
Moralistic.
extremely scholarly. Yeah.
Scholarly, you say? Okay. Um, Dominion sounds dire, though. To me, I mean, if it was the friendly, happy, smiling brotherhood of researchers and scribes, that would be one thing. Dominion's got a bite to it, yeah?
Yeah.
Um, how do you know the Dominion?
Um, well, I myself am a part of a brotherhood.
Oh,
Um, and it's very, the Dominion is very expansive, and they're very quick to absorb other groups and take advantage of their people.
oh, hmm. Absorb like militarily.
Yeah, militarily, peacefully in the sense that they come in, oh, we'll help you, and then next thing you know, you're their workers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an old model. And yeah, if they've got the forces to back it up, it's real easy. Yeah, the little bald guy with the robe shows up, hey, and gets, learns a little bit about this and that. The legions are going to be here in a few weeks. Just say hi to your new governor. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's an old model. And you say they're in the city? They're in the dead city?
They've been setting up bases. They've been coming here more and more. It appears that they might want to set up a longer term position.
Hmm.
All previous attempts have been met by the bugs you spoke of earlier,
Oh,
and they were pushed back.
oh, that that talk. So you got an organized military force got driven back by giant bugs.
A little
That's
more than bugs, but a little more dangerous.
Yeah, but that says organization. That says intelligence.
Yes, we've seen columns.
Yeah. Again,
Column? I'm
yeah, we
sorry.
could have a long conversation if you want
Sure.
to.
Okay. You notice somebody is in the corner who has been transcribing this entire conversation. Um, and it's just like, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, it sounds like we do need a long conversation. Um, you spoke of compensation. All right. Um, thank you for the information about the Dominion. we'll keep an eye on them, or eye out for them. And I will give you some information as well. The Academy was a center of learning and peace and refinement in the before times. Our people have kept very, very, very good records. So when the gods fall, the last war happened, many of the scholars and students here fled, trying to get home. Apparently, this was a noted educational center. Many students fled, many professors fled, and but several of them wanted to protect the knowledge. Libraries, alchemical setups, and so on, which we have. And as days led to weeks, led to months, led to years, we organized and set up the Academy community, and we've basically been here ever since. So, to my magical, that's very unusual, by the way. So, in a quieter, more peaceful time, we would invite you to be what did they used to call them? A visiting scholar, to come in and give lectures, demonstrations, maybe teach a few classes. And of course, you would be compensated for that. But since you are looking, what did she say? Alchemical, elemental incense. Cards on the table. We have people here who know how to make it. So, it's difficult. I don't know the entire process, but some of the ingredients are hard to come by, and always have been. But if you and your compatriots here were able to drive back the ghouls demonstrably, I mean, we're not asking for miracles. You're not going to stamp all of them out in the dead city, but if you can bloody their nose hard enough that they look someplace else, that would be a huge benefit, and would be worth expending some materials and expertise to get you what you wanted. Longer conversation. It was brother Xander, yes?
Correct.
Longer conversation. Yeah, we could talk a lot about this and that. Brother as in brother, father, friar,
Mm-hmm.
elder, cardinal. Okay. By the way, thank you for not immediately launching into proselytizing to us. We appreciate that. Though we have a robust theophilosophical group who would love to talk. Um, is your little religious group known for any, I don't know, miracles?
We can heal.
Bandages and sutures?
Little bit beyond that, more magical.
Oh, that would be worth something to us. So, um, can you help us? Will you help us for obviously suitable compensation. And don't say yes or no right now. Um, I really wish you could talk your buddy into putting on a blindfold. I don't really want to have to have him drag a cot out to the guards room. I guess there's cots there. Yeah, if you all want to put your heads together and talk about it, we get that. So don't say yes, don't say no. Figure out some things, and maybe we can reconvene breakfast tomorrow.
Sure.
That sounds agreeable.
Okay. So in short order, there's actually like a guard room bunkhouse kind of a thing, a hop, skip, and a jump away from the guard room, where the four of you are set up. You don't have to put on a blindfold, Albrecht. It's like 40 feet that way. Anyway, so they set you up, bring in some food, mostly mushrooms. And if you haven't had them, there's like 9,000 kinds of mushroom. And this one tastes like chicken. Boy, does it taste like chicken. Um, and some of them are nutty and some of them are vaguely sweet. Some of them don't taste like much at all, but if you saute them up, they're filling, stick to your ribs. And evidently they do have some sort of water source here someplace. Tastes there's a heavy mineral content to it, but it's not unpleasant. And you know, 4 cots and a hot. And they leave you to your devices to kick some things around. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm thinking we do this. Albrecht, I know you've been wanting to bash some heads for a long time, and I feel like this is like the perfect opportunity. Um, I think it would also be good for us to test our metal against uh, some ghouls. I think we get Luther some elemental incense out of it. Uh, yeah, I mean, are you guys down to fight?
Absolutely.
What a
Yeah.
ridiculous question. Am I down to fight?
Always
Yeah, I
stay
mean,
with y'all.
let's go for it. I mean, I think it would be good to push the ghouls back from this location. I'd also be interested. I don't know what you guys think about this. I would be interested in going and maybe trying to set up a connection here for um, for everyone back home, just because I feel like it would be a lot easier, especially because there's so many people that we can help here in the Necropolis that we just don't, because it's this big scary thing, which we could do a lot. I feel like.
Your
I can
buddy, the scholar, would eat his own foot to get access to an old university library. I mean, that he'd slap his mom. Okay, this is, yeah. So
We need to tell Liam.
I can take like the point on that. Besides, I want to discuss the ward with them.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to discuss the word?
And if that's in that long conversation you brought up, I'd be happy to help you with it.
Okay. I also think they mentioned the Rekka, but I don't know if they actually have. It doesn't appear that they've actually talked to them. I
Correct.
think the Rekka might like to get in on their alchemical information and perhaps some of the other stuff that they might know.
Cool.
How complex are these sewers?
Unknown. Um, the Just from what Lily you've heard from Glar, um, you put your head to it. All right, if there were 5,000 people in a city and everybody's got to poop, and you've got to get that away from somebody, outhouses only go so far. But what if it was 20,000 people? What if it was 50,000 people? So the sewer systems could have been immense. So, and again, just through the amount of city that you've walked through, this would take a lot of sewer systems. So yeah, big.
Alrighty. From my conversation, like all the way back to the temple, I know a
Mhm.
little bit about ghouls, like use fire. Is there anything else I would recall,
Anything else you would recall about ghouls?
like specifically? Yeah.
Okay, you can give me a recall roll if you want. You can use one of your bag of books if you still got any books left over.
You have so many books.
Yeah, I have 6 uses.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll use one.
Okay. So it gives you a +1 to that roll.
Uh,
Okay. So, all right. And so write down the name of the book that would have had information about ghouls in it. Let's see. So you get something interesting. Excuse me. Whether or not it's useful is going to be up to you. All right. The book you have has only got sketchy information. Might even be second or third hand, but something that your memory and the book agree on. They travel in groups, which ain't great. They have uh, very long arms, thus the name long arm ghoul. Sometimes they'll use like for travel, they can get on all fours and really kind of gallop so fast. And when they're on all fours, they can go through smaller spaces swiftly. Um, light, sunlight can hurt or kill them. They're called the dark hunters by some groups. They're also exceptionally good mimics. Baby crying in the dark, your best friend calling your name, kind of a thing. So that's kind of scary. The other thing is those long arms give them exceptional leverage. So if one hits you, that's not just going to be scratchy claw, that's going to be knock you back 5 or 10 feet, maybe knock you down. So, pick you up and throw you into a wall kind of a thing. So yeah, getting within arm's reach of these things is a very, very, very bad idea. So that's about it.
Alrighty. So I relay that to everybody,
Okay.
saying like key to stay in group. Like we don't split up. That would be basically suicide.
Okay.
Would sorry. Would my light be enough to, like, I have a light spell.
Uh-huh.
Would that hurt them as say sunlight, or like disorient them?
If you got it if you were able to cast it directly on their face or eyes, that would definitely that could definitely blind and disorient them. The problem with light spells is they're nocturnal hunters, so they apparently see very, very well in the dark. Um, so getting letting them know where you are probably not a good thing.
Okay,
So
this is completely out of character. I just realized that I still have explosives on me, and that's probably gonna help. Um,
oh, the gemstones?
I have
no,
a few as
I,
well.
ha- I have those things you told me. Like they had like the small, like there was one the size of a baseball that you could basically throw at someone, and that was like the larger one, and then the smaller ones were like the size of like ping pong balls. And that they were like tiny explosive things to just basically throw.
Yeah, they look actually like semi-precious gemstones. So if you can imagine like a chunk of, quartz, or
Right.
yeah, the big one that is vaguely whitish yellow. The little ones are redder, but yeah, you've got some. How many of those do you have left?
I haven't used any since I've gotten them. Let's see here. Two big booms, three big booms, two small. So three of the bigger ones and two of the smaller ones.
Okay. Do you remember the big explosion that happened back at the Fortress of Bone when
Yeah.
Luther uh, uh, destroyed that ring, that metal ring you found? That caused structural damage. Okay. Um, and if the big booms are anywhere close to that, they might be more effective in like blocking passages, like the academy folk here are wanting to do. But your reptile brain says be really careful about these things in enclosed spaces. Might be the last thing you do. All right, so we're gearing up on 420. Don't, no, stop. We're gearing up on 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. Let's go ahead and take a quick bio break and reconvene here in a little bit. Um, and you all can tell the Academy folk what your decisions are. If you want to think a little bit during the pause about what you're going to ask for in return, that wouldn't suck. And we will see you in about 5 to 10 minutes. Thanks, folks.
One.
Welcome back, faithful viewers. All right, so in the lair of the underground academics, they've had a chance to talk some things over. By the way, you will get a chance to sleep on it and wake up in the morning and rest and R and heal up, etc. This would also be an opportunity to level up if you've got the XP for it. So if you haven't made plans on that already, let me know if that comes to fruition. So have you all figured out what sort of demands you want to make on the folk here for in return for taking care of their ghoul problem?
Yes. Also, before we like go to sleep, could we not necessarily develop a plan right now, but have it said that basically, how it's gonna work is Albrecht is gonna go out front and like start hacking and slashing while Ranveer and Luther kind of try and cast spells from the back, and Xander kind of goes back and forth between protection and aggression depending on what we need.
Sure. No, you
Just
can
to have
have
a battle plan.
yeah, battle plan's easy. Yeah, you can have plenty of time to work on and work through that. No worries whatsoever. Okay, so have you all figured out what you were going to ask for in return?
Elemental incense all the way.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna
Yes.
ask for something
No, you
as
go first.
well. Okay, I was gonna ask basically to have a sit down conversation and talk about possibly opening up a route between them and my order, basically, in the temple. Opening
So
up like communication, possibly. You know what I mean? Like maybe we
yeah,
bring some people down here, help them around with some healing things. They pass some information along to Liam, that kind of thing.
gotcha. So what do they call that? An embassy.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Albrecht would probably ask. Mostly, it comes down to two things: either thing items, tools, armor, weapons that can make him more powerful, and if that's not possible, then something of monetary value.
Okay. So um monetary value or something of use militarily.
I think so. Either preferably magic.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So, yes. Okay, cool. All right. So, you reconvene with Glar. He comes by himself and knocks on the door to your little sleep shack after breakfast. So, gentle beings, I have been authorized by the Council of Elders to make whatever arrangements in good faith with you. So, what we ask is we're going our scouts and warriors are going to give you some information on where to find these marauders. Um, see if you can stomp them hard enough that they leave us alone, and uh, bring back some evidence of same. Um, that could be come back and get one of our scouts, bring them back, show how you've done and what you've done, um, or whatever means available to you. All right. And he asks you what you want. Seems amenable to all of the above. Sure, we'd love to talk to some, again, with some safety precautions in place. We'd love to talk to members of your order, especially if, the healing and whatnot works. Yeah, we do have the means to wamp up some elemental incense. And he does ask you, since the different variants are different to make, think about what kind you want, if any. We'll see what we can do. As far as additional capabilities, weapons, armor, whatnot, yeah, we got, we may be able to help you with that. We've got some good craftspeople who can make some various things. Brother Xander, do you have any ability to assist someone who might be ill?
I mean, yeah, I can always take a look.
All right. Again, some of the elders were going to offer an exchange that might fall into your friend Albrecht's uh, request.
Okay.
All right. So um, they take you to a nearby, again, probably a guard room or storeroom or something. It's been set up as kind of a makeshift infirmary. There is a comfortable looking, it's a cot with a bunch of like featherbed type things on top of it to make it cushy. There's an older woman who's not looking well, very pale, um, older but not old, pale, has a cough, and you're like, oh, I know what this is. Um, Probably tuberculosis or something similar, might be a lung cancer. Um, and they ask if there's anything that you could do to help her.
Can I do a Hands of Grace roll?
Yes, you may. Are any of y'all familiar with take 10, take 20? Any ever heard of that? Okay. D&D 3.5. They said if you take 3 times as long to do the thing as you normally would, you can treat your skill check as if you'd rolled a 10. Okay. You got a huge skill bonus on it. If I roll a 10, I'm going to succeed. I'll just take 10 on this one. I'll take 3 times as long. If you take 10 times as long to do the thing, you can take a 20. So automatic success, it just takes a while. Since you're not in a combat stress environment, if you want to take your time with this, I will let you succeed with that without having to roll.
Okay.
Or if you're interested in maybe picking up some horror show and experience, feel free to roll. But so if you want to succeed, you succeed. Yes. She does have some lung ailment that your prayers and magic are able to help with. Her color improves markedly and immediately. Breathing a lot easier, big sigh of relief, big smile, and she falls asleep looking exhausted. Elder Glar is really impressed. Oh, so healing. Yes, yes. Well, I'm just speaking for me now, my good brother, but I think, yes, I think our academics here would be very interested in entertaining a few heralds and ambassadors from the Temple of Light. We can work on that. Regardless of how the ghouls things go, we can definitely talk about that. In return, we would like you to have this. This was originally going to be one of the rewards for success, but we think you can use it now, and we think you've earned it. It's a short, it's somewhere between a wand and a rod. It's an odd white metal. Okay. And It gives you a few. This is very old, and we don't know how to make these, so just it's currently one of a kind. There's a command word written on it in a language you don't speak, that Glar translates for you, and as soon as you say it, it's attuned to you. Okay, and he says this will actually sense motion for a short distance. And it can go through walls. Okay. It's about long legs. It's about 15 paces. So you would be able to sense, I mean, just a sweep. There's somebody walking by in the hallway outside, and you go like this, and you're like, yeah, there's somebody about human size walking that direction right over there, about, 15, 20 feet away. And you just know it. It's just like, oh, okay. It's not like you're seeing through the walls or anything, but you have like a sense of where, and it's got like a
Right.
cone of effect. So yeah, you've got a motion detector, fairly short range, and we hope you find some use out of that. So you will help us with the ghouls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So they sit you down, and they hustle you out quietly from the sick woman's, or recent up until recently ill woman's, bed chamber. Sit you down with some crude maps of the area. Crude is a rough word. Incomplete maps of the area. Okay, so here's the academy. The we've identified, we think, two ghoul tribes. One of them is closer to us on the south. One of them slightly farther away to the north. And gives you a really brief overview of the major sewer line type places to the north of you. Okay. So basically it works like this. There are three major sewer lines in this area. One broadly goes north of here, one broadly goes south of here, and one probably served the academy when it was a going concern. Um, we blocked off several of the routes, but we're not able. The ghouls came in on one that we weren't expecting, basically. So we can give you some information about the routes, but if they are coming through where we think they're coming through, we don't know a whole lot about how many. We don't know a whole lot about capacities and capabilities. So that's going to be up to you. And again, there's a concern about organization, because they seem to be a little bit better organized than what the lore would lead us to believe was good. So, um, best of luck, kind of a thing on that. So they give you some information here. Let me draw some mappage here. Come on. Oops, no.
Is Albrecht like bouncing in his seat, just so excited to go, like,
Stomp
stomp some
some
ghouls?
ghouls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
see. Gosh darn it. Let's see here. All right, I'll get the map to you as soon as I can hammer it out, but we're not going to stop for that. Okay, so yeah, three major routes, north, central, and south. The central one cuts through the old academy route. It's the north one that they're coming in from. They've evidently broken through in a couple of places with some of their alchemical stuff and some explosives and some, people running in with picks and hammers and stuff. They were able to knock down a fairly significant stretch of the connector. But they're going to need to drive them out now. So they have identified, they think, some access routes to the north sewer, places where they can come up out of the sewage system at night. They will give you those locations. The problem is there's three of them. If you go to the one to the west, that's the farthest most west they've been able to identify the ghouls coming out at all, but it means you'd have to fight through a whole bunch of area to get to the point where if you start blowing things up and knocking things down, it'll make a difference. If you start in the middle, the problem is you'll have some behind you. If you start at the close one, the one closest to where some demolitions might work out, you'll have a lot of them behind you. So that's going to be a determination for you to make. And they don't have any real idea of the structures under there. They know they're good diggers. So they could, and again, in 200 years, they could have had a lot of opportunities to turn the place into a warren. So, however you want to approach that.
I say we go west. Thoughts?
I'm down to go west.
Yeah, I'd rather fight in one direction than two.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that also like suits our plan better. That way,
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be Albrecht in the front, me in the back. We can just kind of push as a group.
Like a
Okay.
spear, yeah.
Push it forward. Okay, so it is first thing in the morning, roughly. They got you up a little early for breakfast. Again, more mushrooms, but they're pretty tasty. You had the healing session with the older woman, so and they're very happy about that. You've got your magic identify things around walls. So, tell me when you're ready to go, and tell me if there's any
To prep,
preparation that you want to make prior to that.
could we ask them to basically fill all of our rations and water stocks before we head out,
Sure,
in case this takes a little bit longer than we think?
sure. That's
And
very
then
doable.
I'm good to go. What about you guys?
I'm
I
ready.
think so as well.
Okay.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
Okay. So there's the scout that goes with you is named Dogwin. Dogwin the scout. And fairly small. Big smile. You don't really have a good handle on background. Could be goblin, could be gnomish, could be small elf, could be, slim dwarf, not really sure, but little. This person is little. Dogwin's got a big grin, and is like a ghost. You can barely hear him moving, even when he's right there. So, all right. So he tells you again, this is what they've been able to identify as the westernmost area. I can get you there. I can get you. It's the entryway is inside a ruined building. So, and he gives you a real easy way to get in. You're going to go in through the hole in the wall and just follow it to the right. There's the stairs down into a ruined like basement or storage area, and that's how they're getting in and out. And after that, you're kind of on your own. I don't know anything else about that. I'm not been brave enough to do it, and don't mind saying so. So you're there, you're pointed in the right direction. Your food stores and water stores are tanked up. Luther, are you bringing the dog to the ghoul fight?
Nope.
Okay, okay. Yeah, they get that. The Glar actually agrees to take care of the dog. And they has a very a semi-formal introduction session with the animal. Evidently, he's got some very, very tasty dried meat macos that your pup really enjoys. So she looks after you as you leave, but is gonna milk this this dried sausage cow for as long as that works. So you're there, you're heading in. What order of things are you going to take down there? What are you going to be doing?
Okay, I think Albrecht, do you want to be in the very front, or do you want to stick like kind of close until we see them and then you go forward? How do you want to?
Probably that one.
Okay, because I know we're kind of trying to operate as like a, we're close, and then you extend out to go fight, and then come back whenever we're done, and keep going, and then I can go with you depending on how many there are, or I can stay back here and make sure that they don't die. Um. Okay, yeah, I think. Do you want to do shoulder to shoulder then, you and I, and then those two behind us, kind of like in a square?
I think so.
Sounds good to us.
All right.
Sure.
Let's just
Okay.
go for it. Let's just walk down the passage. What lights are we using?
I mean, I always have those light orbs.
Are we able to attach a light to you, Albrecht?
I'm just trying to think how in the first place.
Right. Could you? How long does the light spell last, Ranveer?
Um, as long as the item is in my presence, so I'd have to be carrying it.
Okay, you'd have to be done. Because if we could, I would have liked to cast light on Albrecht's hammer. Um,
I was thinking the
But-
exact same thing.
yeah. I mean, I guess we could just tie a light orb like a necklace around you or something.
Works, but ghouls also hunt nocturnally.
That's true.
So, do we want to try something dimmer?
Okay. Sure. I
We
mean,
do have-
what?
Those light orbs that Luther has,
Okay. Let's do that.
and then I'm sure we
I
could.
have.
I have cord. I could tie it up to the hammer.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to tie it around like where, like right above your hand area, so you're not like smashing it? Yeah. I think that'll work as long as he has something to see with. We have Ranveer right here and Luther right here who can both produce light pretty quickly. I'm not too worried. Yeah. Let's go for it.
Okay. So you follow the scouts' directions, heading on in, and down into the basement. There's been a hole knocked into this old brickwork, stonework wall down here, and the smell is about what you'd expect. You follow a rough dug tunnel, not very long, and you step out into what's obviously a main drain from the before time sewer system. Um, Again, very, very well engineered arch, and you think it might be arched both ways. Um, Almost circular, but not quite. There is a ledge on opposite sides of the passageway. Um, Here it's about 3 feet wide, one person wide. Though you do see dimly in the light, some places it gets wider or narrower. Across the way, it's another 3 feet. The whole thing, right where you're standing, is about 15, 20 feet across. So you might be able to jump it some places. Definitely not going to be able to step across, but maybe jump it. Um, and the lower channel is just full of uh, vaguely damp, centuries old sewage. Um, it actually doesn't smell as bad as it might, um, between the lack of water and, the local bacteria have had a few hundred years to chew on this stuff, so it's more soil than anything else. But so your lights show that it's extending east and west in a fairly straight line. Um, and you're guessing 20 to 30 feet below ground level. On the wall uh, next to this hole is a stylized skull. It's smeared on, but it's a skull with a jagged crack that comes down through one eye socket, painted on in, you don't know, it's chalky, could be like ochre or something, some heavily colored clay, something, and it's relatively fresh. Um, you do remember Glar told you one of the tribes, clans, whatever, was called the Skull Breakers. So
Are they a part of the groups that are currently like there's two in a turf war, correct?
that's the scouts' guess. Skull Breakers, and the other one was if I remember,
I feel like there was one to do with blood.
oh, Blood Drinkers. Thank you, the Blood Drinkers. Um, yeah. So, if the scouts are right, the Skullbreakers are the southern tribe. The Blood Drinkers are the northern one. So, what do you do?
In my mind, we're just advancing until we find one and we're just killing it. Is that the same with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so
Could I have the motion rod out and kind of like a metal detector in front of us almost, like just kind of like sweeping like that.
sure. Okay. So you're moving on ahead, and the sound down here is eerie. you're hearing echoes from, I mean, if you scrape up against a wall, you hear it. It's like scrape, scrape. And sometimes the echoes come back to you way later than you think they should. Um, and there's the odd, like, pebble falling into goop or drip or something. Um, the air is very close. And again, fairly rank, though occasionally you get whiffs of like floral, or there's a slight breeze that has a freshness to it. Very odd. So you're moving through. You all are pretty well lit up, is what you're saying. Yes.
We have a dim light going.
Okay. Okay. So, Brother Xander, your motion detector lets you know something is ahead of you. Something moving is ahead of you, just as the dim light of your light spell illuminates three hunched creatures. They they hiss and recoil a little bit from the light, but Xander, you're looking, they've got very, very large eyes, um, sort of a hunched appearance. There's a crest of like flesh that runs down the length of their back. They're scaly, but not like lizard scaly, like fish scaly. And they uh they hiss and recoil a little bit. Um there are three of them, roughly mannish sized and shaped. Um what do you do?
Okay. Um, there's a couple of things. First, I think I forgot about this earlier. I wanted to do um, a mission prayer, since that's kind of like what we're doing here
Mm-hmm.
earlier, which would have been to slay the um, the the ghouls,
Rules.
basically a great blight on this land.
Okay.
Um,
So to drive the Skullbreakers away from the academy. Okay,
right.
good.
Could I make that roll now and
Of
just
course.
okay?
Of course. So you are swearing a mighty oath to rid the land of this.
There, okay, there it went.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Okay, mark experience, please. Um, alrighty. So, um, let's see here. Shield, shield, shield. Mission. All right. So, you can beg one boon, but you're going to have three vows, or no go. For whatever reason, the spirit of light isn't happy with this.
Right. Um. Okay, so the vows I have are honor, which is I can't use cowardly tactics or tricks.
Oh no,
Uh.
she'll tell you which three vows.
Oh.
You get to pick the boon.
Okay. I don't have a list of boons.
Oh, I'll give it to you right.
Um.
Basically, mark of celestial authority, senses that pierce lies, an unwavering sense of direction toward or away from something, um, freedom from hunger and sleep, a voice that transcends language, or invulnerability to a limited source of damage. So, invulnerability to everything, no bueno, but invulnerability to edged weapons, sure. Invulnerability to non-magical fire, sure. What sort of thing were you interested in?
Okay. I
I'll give
like the
those.
sound of the invulnerability one.
Okay.
Um, and I would like. Yeah, I want to take the invulnerability one. I would like to go with. You said that they have like the long. Could I choose basically their like scraping attacks that they do with their hands type thing?
Sure. You're going to be immune to ghoul claws.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll even give you this one. You're going to be immune to ghoul natural weapons, so claws and
Mm-hmm.
teeth. However, physics is non-negotiable. If they hit you hard enough to knock you around, that's still
Yeah.
going to happen. Okay.
Right.
And the three vows that you have to swear are piety. So you have to observe daily holy services to your patron.
Mm-hmm.
Um, service, so daily sacrifices to the patron, something of value and use. And hospitality. You are required to comfort those in need, no matter who they are.
Okay.
So,
Um,
uh, if somebody says, "Please help me," you must do that or lose your vow.
does that include ghouls like a mimic sound?
Anyone who asks.
Oh boy. All right. All right. That's okay. Um,
This just sounds like Xander normally.
yeah. So piety, then the service, which is the sacrifices,
Right.
and then um, hospitality. Right. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And you have had a chance to do the daily worship service and the sacrifice. What would you like to sacrifice to the greater glory of your spirit?
Um, hold on. Do I still have that sapphire? I do. Yeah, I'm gonna how would I offer up the sapphire here or something? Cuz Hikari likes like metal and shiny things. What would be a normal sacrifice do you think that I could offer up?
I mean, the sapphire would work. Um, she might have you like smash it with a hammer and throw the dust into a sunlit sky.
That sounds good. Yep,
Okay.
I'll get rid of this sapphire.
Okay. So there it is. All right. So um, sewers. You're looking at the things here. Um, they hiss. If somebody could give me a luck roll, please. Any no modifier roll.
I want to do it.
Go for it.
So just 2d6.
Yep. No mod.
Oh,
Okay. The three creatures attack. They leap towards you. Um, scales and giant eyes flashing in the light. Um, two of them are leaping on you, Xander. One of them is trying to get past you to who's next. Again, it's only narrow. It's narrow enough that it's one person at a time. Who's right behind Xander?
Probably
That'd be
me.
Albrecht.
Okay, so the two of them are leaping towards you, claws out. Xander, what do you do?
I'm gonna go for. I think Albrecht can handle himself. I'm just gonna go for the straight up attack. Um,
Okay, fighting fire with fire. Go ahead and give me a hack and slash, please.
is that would that be a brawl or is that
Yeah,
under?
I'm sorry. A brawl. My apologies. Shazam. Okay, so you're going to deal damage, and the enemy is going to deal damage to you. Go ahead and give me a damage roll, please.
Nine.
9. Awesome. Okay. Yes, you do a decided what weapon are you using?
I'm using a sword at this point.
Okay. Yeah, you slash this thing badly. It's dripping kind of a bluish ichor, and it lets out a hiss as it falls back, but its buddy gets a good bite and claw on you. Go ahead and give me a D8, please.
All right.
Well, are these ghouls? Because didn't he take the boon of not being damaged by them?
That he did take that boon. These apparently don't fall under that category. Um, so,
Interesting.
Xander, I need you to take 8 points of damage, but do apply armor, please. Claws and teeth. So you've still got one. One of them's reeling and fading back, not real interested in continuing the fight, might even be running away. The other one's going to try to tear your face off. Speaking of faces off, Albrecht, you've got one of these things slavering and slashing at you. What do you do?
Albrecht's gonna take his hammer and just swing it downwards,
Crush.
trying to smash the skull open.
All right, give me a brawl, please. Wham! Okay, 2 options. You can either just deal your damage and not take any ill effect, or you can deal an extra 1d6 damage and deal with a possible effect.
I'm going to avoid their damage
Beauty.
and do my normal damage plus my merciless. And I
Oh.
think this counts as someone trying to attack me, so I can use the Punisher to deal 1 damage forward.
Oh, you get an extra +1 damage?
Yeah, it's the Punisher background.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right, go ahead and give me that damage roll, please.
Dang.
Okay, so that's 7 plus 1, and then the 1 damage forward. So 9 damage total.
Oh, yikes. Okay. Something that you notice, you both of you have noticed is the scaly hides of these things does provide a little bit of protection. So yeah, you both deal some damage. Who's behind Albrecht?
Okay. Bring him on.
Ranveer or Luther?
I am.
Rainveer.
Ranveer. Okay. What are you doing? You've got these scaly, large-eyed creatures slashing up your friends. What do you do?
So I'm gonna cast normal magic weapon.
On.
My crossbow.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and give me a casting roll, please. Oh, beautiful. Okay. The spell will work. Is that wait, magic weapon? That's not a hex, is it?
Um,
First level?
yes, it's first level.
Okay, so that's a 9. So the spell works. You charge up your crossbow. Do you want to take -1 ongoing? Do you want to lose access? Do you want to gain unwanted attention, or something interesting happens? What do you want?
Something interesting happens.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. So, yes, your weapon now deals additional damage. You can open fire in just a minute here. Luther, Ranveer is saying a few words over his crossbow. What do you do?
I'm gonna do what I do best and throw a fireball.
All right, Heartblade, please. Okay. So I'm guessing the throne version.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Give me. You can either do hard or quick or sharp to attack with it. And Shazam. All right. So you deal damage. Now, you can't fire multiple ones, so you're either going to have to take what you can get and deal less damage than you want, or you're going to have to maneuver to put yourself in a bad situation. Your call.
I'm just gonna do a bit less damage than I want.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a damage roll, please.
What's the damage roll again?
Oh, for Heartblade, let's see. Da, 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 da. You might want to write this down. Heart, if I can spell. Heartblade is gonna be summon a weapon of pure flame. You deal D8 damage with that. Okay, so 4. Now give me a D6. Okay, so you only deal 1 point of damage with this fire. You hit one of the already wounded ones. It lets out this hissing scream that sounds like you threw a largemouth bass into the middle of a bonfire and runs. Okay, so you're down to 2. Actually, you're down to 1 because the other packed up one is also fleeing back the way it came. Xander, you've got a very berserkly attacking something or other right up in your face. What do you do? Are you on mute?
Yeah, I am. I wanna basically try and hit this thing again. I think.
Okay,
Yeah. I'll just go for a brawl roll again.
okay, hit it. Shazam. All right, so regular damage
Okay.
or extra damage?
I think. I think I want to do regular damage to avoid
Okay,
their attack.
hit it, hit it.
If they come on. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so 6 damage. Yep, a palpable hit, but it's still swinging and slavering. You've got a shield, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it's trying to claw around the shield, and you're just blocking and pivoting and wheeling and smacking. Albrecht, the 2 of the 3 are fleeing back the way they came. The other one's trying to tear Brother Xander's face off. What do you do?
I am going to possibly kill that one that's
All right,
attacking Xander.
go ahead and give me a brawl, please.
Aw. A 5.
Ouch. Mark experience, please.
Albrecht has one job and he has failed it.
Well, my question, um, do you want to suffer some injury? Do you want some injury to befall your friend Xander? Or do you want something interesting to happen?
I want something interesting to happen.
Okay. So, yeah, you swing and a miss. You've got a hammer, right?
Yes.
The thing ducks right at the last minute and you whack your hammer into the side of the sewer and it goes crack, ack, 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 ack. You just hear it. The echoes are ringing through this whole thing. So you miss. Um, Ranveer, you've got the crossbow loaded. If you're shooting at the one that's engaged, you're firing into a melee, so bad things can happen there. You do have 2 that are running away, though. What do you do?
Can I fire at the ones retreating?
Sure. Go right ahead. Give me
What roll is that?
that would be a volley roll.
Let fly.
Yeah, let fly. Sorry. All right. So, since it's a slow reload weapon, you can either take what you can get with minimal damage, or you can move to put yourself in danger to get a good shot. Your call.
I guess. I'll have to take what I can.
Okay, go ahead and give me a damage roll, please.
Uh-oh.
Anything?
I don't think I have the roll.
If you click on the damage bar on your character sheet, that should roll it automatically. Okay, 2, and then go ahead and give me a 1d4 for the extra damage from the whole from the magical weapon.
One.
Okay, so 3. Now give me a d6. Ouch. All right, so you deal 1 point of damage to the fleeing thing. It bounces off the scaly hide and it continues running. Luther, you've got a couple more of your fireballs ready. You've got 2 retreating, whatever they are, and 1 that's trying to tear Xander in half. What do you do?
I'm gonna get the one that's getting Xander, because if it gets through
Ooh.
Xander, it might get to me.
I'm fun. Go ahead and give me a, I guess it's a sharp roll. Ooh, time on target. Excellent. Go ahead and give me a damage. Okay, could be better, could be worse. Yes. When you paste that thing with fire, though, again, it lets out one of those hissing screams and is trying to run away. Xander, what do you do?
Now that it's trying to run away, uh, let's move, everybody. And I think he's just gonna basically go try and chase it down, and
Okay.
smite this thing.
Okay, smite away. Give me a brawl roll, please.
Okay, could I use the into the breach, which is when you charge into battle? Now that I am able to be moving forward, you and your allies gain +1 armor and deal +1 d4 harm on your first attack.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna ping that so you can all see that.
Beautiful.
And I think I
And
have. I'm not gonna use the once more because I'm not really telling anybody to do anything here. I don't think. So
gotcha. All right, give me a brawl. So yep, that's a hit.
okay.
So go ahead and give me all your damage there, and we'll do a riposte here in a second.
And
Okay.
then
Don't even worry about the extra D4.
okay.
All right, so yeah, you're gonna hack this thing to bits. It does get one good bite on you before it dies. Go ahead and give me a D8, please. Okay, so it would be 7 points of damage. Do apply armor and make sure you apply that extra +1 armor that you got for that. Yeah, Xander lets out a war cry that just it's like you're being followed by a full bagpipe band. Albrecht, what do you do?
Also running after it to hit it with my hammer.
Gotcha. Give me a brawl, please. Oh, okay. Mark experience. Um, okay. You swing and miss. The thing whips around and slashes at you with its claws. All right. Normally, your armor would stop this dead, but it hits a gap. Maybe it scratches across your face. Maybe you leaned your head back and it gets the underside of your jaw, something. You've got and this line of fire drags itself across whatever exposed skin got nailed, and it burns for a hot second and then immediately goes numb in a way you really don't like. So, Ranveer, you've reloaded at this point. You may even have a clear shot. What do you do?
Xander, how damaged are you?
I think he's gonna like kind of like turn around and give a little. Been better, but I'm okay for right now. I don't think I need to be worried about.
All right, then I'm gonna keep magic weapon on and prepare another shot to the one attacking Aubrey.
Okay, go ahead and take a shot. Let fly. Damn. All right, mark experience.
Please don't hit me.
Well, again, you can take some damage, you can inflict damage where you didn't want it, or something interesting can happen.
I'll tank some.
You'll take some. Okay. Um, give me a D4, please. Okay. You have your hand in the wrong place, and that crossbow string catches you in the hand. Oh my gosh, does it hurt? You worried there for a second that you lost a finger, but you didn't. Take 2 points of damage. Do not apply armor, and you lose the magic weapon spell. Or it fades because you couldn't concentrate on it. Luther, what are you doing?
I got one more heart blade in me. Might as well just throw it and see what happens.
Okay, Chuck, go ahead.
Should I cast a Let It Fly?
Yeah, let fly. With quick or sharp, your call. Oh, time on target. All right, go ahead and give me D8, please. 7 points of damage. Okay, so the last one that was fleeing, you catch it solid amidships, and it bursts into flame, collapsing into the muckety muck and letting out steam. Oh, I completely forgot. The fireballs, the Heartblade fireballs you've been throwing are purplish. So the one that you just hit it bursts into flame and then goes and disappears. It like implodes and is just gone. You hear a minor pop as the air rushes into where that thing was. And the one that you hit prior, crackly crackle, again, the flames are decidedly purple. Yeah, so that's oh, and you just get this flare of unholy joy from your lantern critter. It really liked that. Oh yeah, make it so it didn't even exist in the first place. Zing. All right, very very happy. All right. The other one, I think that's all three, isn't it?
Mhm.
They're all dead. Yeah.
Okay. So, you're standing there recovering. Ranveer's nursing his hand. A little bit banged up, a little bit worse for wear. What do y'all do? Oh, sorry, Xander. Let's see. Since that one was a fairly hefty hit,
Mm-hmm.
um, let's go ahead and do a harm roll for that. So that is a let's see. World of Pain. All right. So you're going to be rolling against tough. And how much total damage have you taken?
I've taken 7 total.
7 total. All right. So go ahead and give me a tough roll, please.
All right.
Seven, middle of the road. Okay. So, let's see, you took the damage, no reduction in damage there, but you did miss noticing something important. All right. So not horrible, but not great. All right. So you're all there. You've got a couple of dead creatures that you're looking at. Ranveer, these don't look like what ghouls have been described to you at all. Big eyes, like big eyes. It's not even purely binocular. They're kind of set sideways, not all the way, but like this sideways on the head. Wide lipless mouths. The teeth inside are actually fairly small, but they're all very sharp. Again, that crest, ridged crest up the center of their head and down their back. They do have claws, but they've got webbing between their fingers and toes. The feet are very long, elongated feet. And again, webbing between the toes. Scales, but not like a lizard or a dragon or something, but they are scaled. And those, on the neck, those might be gills. What do you do?
So I'm going to go into nurse mode and immediately start tending to Xander.
Okay.
Now, if this roll is a 10 or more, could I also, because I have the empowered magic,
Hmm.
cast it on Albrecht?
Sure. Yeah, you can double the targets or double the effect. Boom. Okay. So go ahead and give me, what's that give you? 1d8?
Let me check. Two D8.
2d8. Okay, so this is like a
Pure
medium,
moderate.
moderate. All right. Go ahead and give me a 2d8, please. Beautiful. Okay. So, reaching out a hand, Ranveer rests a hand on each of your shoulders for a moment. Each of you heals 7 damage, and you're both ravenously hungry. Both of you immediately have to consume 1 ration and 1 use of water. So go ahead and take care of that.
Does this nullify the numbing thing then?
No, actually, the numbing, where did it get you, do you think?
I would say side.
On your side. Okay. Yeah, the numbness is actually spreading, and you feel very cold.
Are you gonna tell us
Um,
about this?
Nah.
Oh, great.
Also, could I?
I
I would
think.
like to note that you don't actually have to heal me because I didn't take any damage.
No, you're looking very rough, actually.
Yeah.
Like
So,
holding his side and like leaning up against the wall rough.
Hey.
And the magic that you poured into him, Ranveer, does not appear to have any effect to the positive.
Can I
I
try, whether he wants to or not, can I try a Hands of Grace roll on him?
If he'll let you.
Albrecht, will you let me let me share a prayer with you just really quick? It might help you out here.
Now here's the question: would Albrecht be strong enough to actually fight back?
Right
if he
now,
actually wanted to? Yeah.
Give me a tough roll, buddy.
Because it's a +1 if you offer prayers with me. It's a -1 if you don't.
I
Okay.
don't.
Albrecht probably could knock a sick cat off a flower pot at this point, but not much more than that. Yeah, it's one of the, and again, his color is fading quickly, pale approaching gray. So go
Yeah.
ahead and give me a hands of grace at a -1, please.
And then
Okay.
subtract, so an 8.
Okay. So, the good news is Albrecht looks a lot better. The bad news is, Xander, you've got a creeping cold sensation coming up your hand. And it's not, um, looking at these things, claws, you're thinking it might be poison,
All
and
right,
you
so
just soaked all of it into you.
guys,
Antitoxin.
Antitoxin?
I have 2.
Oh, so do I, actually.
Well, wow, we got the little EMTs here going, just gangbusters. Awesome. All right, so Nurse Ranveer stuffed some antitoxin into your face. Go ahead and give me a tough roll, please, there, Xander, to see how quickly and efficaciously it works. Okay, okay. So, while you're recovering from the healing. Oh, by the way, Albrecht, even though you didn't get any benefit from the healing, it did supercharge your metabolism. You are also still ravenous. So one food,
Okay.
one water. Okay, so Xander, while you're eating and drinking and eating and drinking, you choke down this antitoxin, and about it's not immediate. You start to feel a little better, but you think you'll be okay in, like, I don't know, half an hour, couple hours, something like that. You're good to move, but you're nauseated and a little on the weak side. FYI. All right. Now what?
let's keep going,
Albrecht wants to
guys.
do 2 things. Actually, before we go, Albrecht wants to do 2 things before that.
Okay.
The first one is that he just wants to walk up to one of the 2 dead, whatever they were,
Mm-hmm.
and to vent some frustration, he's going to at least smash in one of their heads with his hammer.
Okay. While he's doing that, the rest of you notice that one of them had a bag, like a rough leather sack of some stripe.
Okay. Can I? Okay, I might activate one of my keys here. Or
Which
my
is,
key, which is authoritative, which is act unethically so I can force you to do the right thing. I don't think I agree with Albrecht smashing in a creature that was very much alive. While it was, mad at us before we got here, they weren't trying to tear it at each other.
Well, I
It
would
could
like
have
no.
had a
But
soul.
wait, there's more. There's more that
There's
Albrecht wanted to do with that. I did say 2 things. He's going to take the knife he has, and he's actually gonna cut off one of their hands.
okay. So
this is your trophy taking, then we get into, like,
Not trophy
it,
taking. It's not.
it puts it
Hands are
puts the lotion,
poisonous.
puts the lotion on its body, or it gets the mace again. He's going down a dark road. You're gonna tell him to knock it off?
I'm gonna, before he smashes the head in, I think I'm gonna basically tell him, like, hey, this thing was living. You can do the claw thing because that's utility, but the head smashing, you don't have to do it. That's the first thing. The second thing, it's just not right, man. We already killed these things. They're gone. Let them be.
And
Is there anything I have to do to fight against your thing?
And if you don't, I could have not taken that poison away from you. You would have died probably.
Nor did I ask you to take the poison.
Would you rather have
That was of
died?
your choice. If I would have, then so be it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
So they're standing here, Albrecht, hammer upraised, having a deep philosophical discussion. Randver, what are you and Luther doing?
I'm gonna try to, get in between them.
I'm gonna hold him back.
Okay. So during this minor scuffle, you are all surprised when whatever they are rise up out of the muck and attack you. There are 6 of them. I'm sorry, 8 of them. Ranveer, something human size, couple something human size, rise up out of the muck and attack you. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna like try to like pull my buckler
Uh-huh.
and try to like not eat but like block.
Okay. Point of fact, bucklers actually attach to your arm. So they usually are only about this big, small metal. So you could have had it on the whole time. You don't have to like break it out. It's just there. And you can like shoot the crossbow and block and shoot the crossbow. So you got the buckler on. So you're going to be, that sounds like a defend roll, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a defend roll, please. Stand in defense. Not seeing it.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Is it
that-
safeguard?
I'm sorry, safeguard. I keep forgetting which rule set we're using. Yeah, safeguard. Hit it.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Mark XP. Um, whatever they are very hard hitting. So 2 of these things wind up and pound on you. Go ahead and give me a D8, please. Okay, not as bad as it could be. You take, ouch, 8 points of damage. Apply armor, but it does have a 1 piercing. So however much armor you have, apply 1 less. Also, you are knocked about 10 feet right back the way you came. These things wind up and pound you. Give me a quick roll to make sure you're still on your feet.
What kind of roll is that?
Quick.
Quick.
All right. So you land, skid a little bit, and you're standing, but that was a palpable hit. Xander, 2 of these things are pounding on you as well. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and I guess roll a safeguard on myself.
Okay. Hit it.
So that's the first
Ouch.
thing.
Mark XP, please.
Can I still
uh-huh.
use the hold on, let me see if it has. Yeah, can I still use my I am your shield, which is you get the +1 hold even on a 6 minus? Or 6
Correct.
or below. Okay.
So what benefit do you want to take from that?
I'm gonna have to damage whatever it is.
Okay. You actually take no damage.
Okay.
But it does knock, they do knock you back a little bit. Go ahead and give me a quick roll, please.
Ooh, not my strong suit.
Mark XP, you are face down in the muck, rapidly getting up. The glimpse you got, these things are probably ghouls.
Okay.
All right, Luther. 2 of them trying to knock your skull right off the top of your spine. What do you do?
How small of an area are we in?
20 feet across and extending beyond sight in both directions.
Would I have enough time to like? Because I'm going through my inventory. I have a flask of alcohol. Would I have enough time to throw it at the two things attacking me and try to explode it? Where it wouldn't be a huge explosion, but it would get them away from me.
Um, you're going to light it first and throw it, or you're going to throw it then light it?
Whichever one would be the best option.
Well, um,
Probably light it then throw it,
the
depending on
the,
how
the
quickly
light
it sets blaze.
the light then throw is going to take longer than the throw then light, and they're on you.
So the throw then light might be the
Uh-huh.
best
If
option.
or since your go-to is Heartblade, a hand-to-hand Heartblade might be the fastest and most damaging option.
All right, then I think I'll do that.
All right, give me a Heartblade, please. Okay, choose one.
Uh, I'll do +1 damage.
Awesome. All right, so a blade of flame appears in your hand, again crackling with that purplish energy. They're coming in. How do you want to respond to two of these things attacking you?
Could I swipe in a sideways manner to at least try to hit
Sure.
two?
Go ahead and give me a brawl, please.
I got an 8.
Yay, huzzah. Also, okay, what's your hard bonus?
-1.
Okay, what's your sharp bonus?
+2.
Okay, remember you can attack um with sharp, even whether it's ranged or hand to hand. So that 8 turns into an 11. So you can deal your damage with no repercussions, or you can deal extra damage with some possible repercussions. Your call.
I'm gonna deal with no repercussions.
Okay, give me whatever your class damage is. Nice. All right, 7 points of damage. Flame. You're not sure, buddy, but you think you've just become target priority number one. Um, yeah, fire. There's some hissing and screaming and stuff. Um, so 7 points of damage. All right. So one is flaming and damagey. These you get a good look at them. Large, snaggly teeth, hairless gray bodies, really long arms, really nasty claws, swipety swipety. But you're zigging and zagging and dodging, doing very well. Um, Albrecht, two of them are trying to kill you. What do you do?
Yeah, I have two options that I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
So it's either I use my hammer or I use a very special thing, and hopefully we all run away before it has any effect on us.
Okay, I'm listening.
I have the jug of poisonous gas.
Jug of poisonous gas. Okay.
They're
So
undead.
it's either well, it's the option I use that, and we just all four of us just book it.
Okay. What's your sharp?
Nothing.
No bonus. Okay. No penalty though, correct?
No penalty.
Okay. Um, the little voice in the back of your head says undead are immune to poison. So
Aw.
if these are what you think they are, wouldn't help much. But they're right on
Hammer it
top of
is
you.
then.
I'm sorry.
I said hammer it is then.
Okay. So full attack, or are you defending yourself?
Um, I defend.
Okay, go ahead and give me a safeguard roll, please. All right, awesome. So, you can spend one of those. Um, what choice would you like to make?
I would say have the
All right.
attack.
Go ahead and give me a D8, please.
1d8.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. With the half attack, you take 3 points of damage, apply armor, but it is 1 piercing, so apply 1 less armor than you normally would. And give me a quick roll to see if you can stay on your feet.
Okay. Which one is that? Is that tough?
Quick.
Oh, quick. Oh, I'm screwed. There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, you're on your feet, you slip and slide a little bit, and they're following up, chasing after you. It's kind of like a very short game of golf. They pound you real hard and then chase after you to pound on you again. All right. So, Ranveer, you got knocked back, but you're on your feet. Immediately beside you, you see Xander, um, uh, shuffling around in the mud. Luther is several paces ahead of you with a flaming blade in his hand. You think one of the ghouls that was trying to kill you has peeled off to attack Luther. And one of the ones that was going to attack uh, Brother Xander is also going to be attacking Luther. So what do you do?
oh. Could I sanctify at least 1 ration of water just to throw on them?
Oh, um, yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a spell roll, please. Okay, it works. You want -1 ongoing, lose access, unwanted attention, something interesting.
Have to go something interesting. I need it for this.
Okay. Yeah. So you grab what's the water in?
Just like a water skin.
Oh, okay. So you grab a water skin, you say, in the name of the light, and you spray out this, just squeeze the hell out of the bag, spraying it out, and it catches one of these things. Um, Go ahead and give me class damage, please. Okay, 1 point of damage. All right. The effect is immediate. It hits like a vial of acid. This thing screams, and I mean screams, like the sound coming from the toes, okay? And this huge swath of like across it. Okay, that's the good news. The bad news is now Fireboy and Acid Dude have become the only targets. All right. So they are swarming at you, but you did get the bad guys to take a step back. However, now, Xander, it's going to take you a second to get up if that's what you're doing, or you can do something else. What are you doing?
Yeah, I just want to get up, or whatever would be the fastest way that a man who just realized that he might be invincible to their like actual scraping maneuvers would be trying to get towards the weapon of the group. I'm trying to like as fast as possible get to Luther.
Oh, well, that sounds like a charge to me, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Don't you have something that applies to that?
I do indeed.
All
And
right.
when I do this, I do want to be yelling out to everybody like, "Let's rally on Luther, rally on Luther." Basically, get to him. He needs to be protected.
I think
So I want to,
like both of us are in the ghoul mosh pit right now.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's four on each of them. So, but your your eyes are on Luther.
yeah,
So, Xander, go ahead and give me. You're just gonna plow into him, attackety tackety tack.
yeah. That's what I'm
All
trying to
right,
do.
go for it.
So could I apply once more as well with the yelling
Sure.
out and trying to get them to do stuff? Okay, so I'm just
Go
gonna
for
go
it.
ahead and press both of these.
Okay.
I don't. And then
Every
I'm
Everybody's going to get +1 ongoing for the remainder of the battle, and you all get +1 armor and deal +1d4 harm on your first attack. So, Xander, give me a. Are you safeguarding Luther, or are you going to
I
just?
wanna be
Roll?
safeguarding Luther.
Okay, give me a roll, and that is at +1.
Oh,
Okay, so an 11, and then I also have my I am your shield, so I'm holding
4.
all of them. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Um. Yeah, I'll do all
Which
of them.
which ally gets the +1 forward?
I'll give. Actually, okay. Could I do since there's multiple targets? Could I redirect multiple attacks towards me?
Yes. Just as a note to everybody, anytime a group combat takes effect, since 4 of them are trying to do unto Luther, you only roll the damage once, but you add 3 to it. So it's if it was 1d4, it would be 1d4 plus 3. When you're defending him, you're defending him against the whole attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll be doing all of those. I'll be giving the +1 forward to Luther, just because
Awesome.
he's right there with me.
Awesome.
Um.
All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a d8.
Okay. D8.
Ouch. Okay. So 3 attackers, that would be 11. That would be 15 points of damage. You take half of that. Let's call that 8. And that's 1 piercing. So 8 points of damage. Apply armor. That basically offsets the armor for Into the Breach. So
Mhm.
apply armor. Then what's your level currently?
I'm level 7.
7. Okay, 7 points of damage. And give me a 1d4, please.
Okay. Is this damage coming from the ghoul stuff since I have the invulnerability to their
Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't take any damage from that. You
perfect.
lucky bastard. All right. So you deal 10 points of damage with your riposte. They're scratching and clawing and biting, kicking and snarling. Yeah. Give me a tough roll, please.
Alright, yeah, that's I figured I might have to do that. Oh, tough roll. Tough. One more time. There we go.
Hanging tough. Okay. So the rest of you get to enjoy Brother Xander charging like a track star. Gets 1 foot under him, charges right at these 4, laying about with weapons. The claws are coming down, the teeth, and they're just skittering. I mean, Luther, you see these claws go right across his like eyeball, and nothing happens. Okay, so there is a big psychological effect of little brother Xander just barreling into these guys, laying about. One guy takes you got your sword, right?
Yes.
One of the ghouls takes a sword right to the throat and reels back. Not dead, but definitely hurting. Luther, you get a +2 to your next activity. What do you do?
I mean, if they don't like fire, I'm just gonna do another fire thing.
All right, go ahead and give me a again roll with sharp on this one, since I think that's your best. Well, damn, son. All right. Do you want to do extra damage or just the full? You also, just as a point of fact, you're also going to deal an automatic +1d4 based on Into the Breach. So, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna deal extra damage.
Hell yeah. All right. So, give me a damage roll and give me a 1d4 and a 1d6. So, 4, 8, 12. Okay. Um, All right, you get the void effect on this one again. What do you want that between the fire and the void? What happens to the one that you just destroyed?
I want to say a mix of ashes go up, and then a
Oh,
mix of it disappears.
oh, okay. This looks like one of those fireworks. All right, the ghoul detonates into this big cloud of flaming ash that as it drifts down, it just disappears into these little puffs of purple light. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Albrecht, these other there's a scarred up ghoul that's looks very angry, and three others that are gonna leap atop of Ranveer, bear him to the ground, and eat him to death. What are you doing?
Okay. But before that, I just have a question.
Sure.
Mostly just down to like how many hit points I probably should have taken off. Because you said they did 3 damage. Was that the number that was being halved?
No, that was after the halving.
Okay. So that was after having and then -1 armor
Right. So
for the number.
how much armor do you have
Okay.
total?
I presume that the first Into the Breach probably wore off by the time these ones were attacking, right?
Well, you've got the sort of
2 separate
surprise,
comebacks, yeah.
the surprise before he was able to do the thing. So what's your typical armor?
3.
3. Okay, and it's 1 piercing. So of the 3 damage, you probably only took 1.
Yep. Okay.
So what do you do?
I am going to attack the ones that are going after Ranveer. Right?
Okay,
You said they were going after Ranveer in this situation
correct,
right now, right?
correct. What do you
Okay,
do?
so Arberg is going to use his hammer
All right,
and maybe probably bring their attention to him.
all right, let's try. Go ahead and give me a brawl, please. All right, so trading damage for damage. Go ahead and give me your class damage, please.
Is that a 10 since
So,
he has +1 ongoing right now, or did you already apply that, Albrecht?
Oh,
which one?
good call. Good call.
Well,
Yeah.
there's still more. There's
Oh,
I'm just gonna roll 2d4 because
wait. Oh, that's a 10. Okay, so it means you're going to deal your damage and not take any back unless you want to
okay.
deal extra damage. Up to you.
I'm gonna I'm going to not let's go extra damage.
Oh, go with extra damage. Okay, so give me 2d4 and a d6.
Okay, so the 2d4 is for the Into the Breach, and then my Merciless, and then the 1d6 is this.
Right,
And then my +1 because of Punisher.
right.
Okay. 2d4 and 1d6
Okay.
+1.
You basically put one's head right down between its shoulder blades. Wham! Do not pass go. Do not collect $1 billion. So that's scratch 1 on Ranveer. Ranveer, you got 2 more. I'm sorry, 3 more attacking you. You still think you've got like half a bottle of holy juice here. What do you do?
I can see if I can like swing to hit everything with the water.
All right, that's going to be, that's definitely going to be a quick roll. Hit it. Ouch. Mark XP. You go to do that and it flings out of your hand. It's a little slippery, between the muck. So it flies out and lands in the muck. All 3 of the standing ghouls look at it, look at you, and leap to the attack. Go ahead and give me a D8, please. Ouch. Okay. Remember you do have an additional armor because of the special effects. So it's going to be that's going to be 13 points of damage. How are you doing?
2.
Yeah, 2. Okay. Do apply armor, but it's 1 less than you normally would. But again, you get +1. All right. Yeah. All right. So Xander, you and Albrecht both notice Ranveer is getting dogpiled over there. Oh, sorry. Detonation from fire. The survivors that were circling Luther and Xander run like hell. I mean, gone. This was not in the game plan today. So those four just turn and start loping down the passageway. The three that are on Ranvir, though, seem to be a bit maddened and berserk, so they're wading into it. Luther, I think you still got another use of that, do you not?
I do.
What do you do? By the way, you can use Heartblade, just point of fact, you can use it to safeguard and not just attack. FYI.
So there's only 3 left, and they're all on him.
Correct.
I might as well like do something about that.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm gonna attack them.
Okay, give me a brawl, please.
Use your.
Use your quick or your sharp. Okay, and
+1.
Oh, do I have a +1?
you get a +1 because of the Xander's effects. All right, so you're dealing damage. Go ahead and deal some damage. Ouch. You do that. This wasn't the first attack that you did. Okay. Yeah. You get its attention at best. But at least it's not killing Ranvir. Go ahead and give me a let's see. Go ahead and give me a D8, please. All right. 6 points of damage. Apply armor, but it does have 1 piercing. Xander, what are you doing?
If they're running away from me and Ranvir's looking in trouble, that's where I'm going in. So.
Okay. Attack or safeguard?
We're going for another safeguard roll.
Gimme. Okay, but you do get a +1 bonus, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. So with your other special effect, you get 2 choices from the list. What do you do?
So first, I'm gonna pull their attacks towards me. That's the first thing
Gotcha.
I'm gonna do.
Oh.
And then the second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give. I'll deal damage to the attackers equal to my level. So I'll do 7 to them.
Beautiful. Alrighty. Go ahead and give me a okay, draw damage. Okay, give me a D8, please.
All right.
Okay, 6 points of damage, 1 piercing. Do apply armor, and you deal 7 points of damage to one of them, which okay. Again, injured and hissing and mad and stuff, but not falling back.
With the invulnerability, is it instead of taking damage, would they be knocking me back?
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, give me a tough roll, please.
Okay. Tough roll. Tough roll. Come on. 4th time. 5th time. 6th time. There we go.
Yeah. All right. You're standing like a wall. Feet spread, just yeah, blocking and popping and rocking. All right. Albrecht. Xander seems to have gotten 2 of their attention. Luther has got another one. So you've got a choice of what you do. Ranvir is not looking good. What do you do?
Let's go save Ranvir.
Okay. Like save him how?
Crush one of the ones on me.
Do. What'd you say?
Crush one of the ones on me.
You're fine.
Either you got
You're
it.
not being.
You got it under control.
No, getting Ranvir out of danger's way. That works. Are you just gonna like grab him and drag him, or you got something else in mind?
I'm gonna probably do safeguard.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, see, I'm trying to get their attention onto me instead.
Perfect. Drawing some aggro. All right, give me a safeguard, please. Beautiful. Okay, so
It has
since
this down there.
they're not actually we're not actually attacking you right now, you can do the other effects. So you don't have to worry about taking any damage or having any damage. But you can give +1 bonuses to allies, and you can deal your level in damage to any one of the three.
Okay, I would say give +1 to Xander
Okay.
and Luther,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to deal damage equal to my level, which is
Okay.
3.
3. Okay. So 3, and give me a merciless roll, please.
1d4.
Beautiful. And it's additional 1 because they were attacking you. Punisher.
Yep. At least that's what it says, or at least it says deal 1 damage forward against someone who is attacking you.
Yeah, these guys count.
Okay.
All right. So that's going to be a total of 5 damage. Let's see, and that actually smacks down one of them. So you're only facing 2 of these ravening beasts anymore. Um, so, and one of them is slightly injured, the other one is not injured at all. But yeah, they seem to be a little berserk because of the holy water incident. So, Luther, that was your last use of Heartblade. What are you doing?
I mean, I might as well just cast another one.
Okay, hit it. Let's see it. Aha! You get geez. How many uses? How many chooses do you get on that? Like 2, 3?
2.
2. Okay. So you still doing hand to hand or
I mean, if the one's attacking me, I might as well do hand to hand.
okay. And
So I'll do +1 damage,
uh-huh.
and I'll remove the dangerous tag.
Perfect. All right. And feel free to attack using sharp. Okay. You're still under the +1. Yeah, you're still gonna mark experience. Okay, because you removed the dangerous tag, one of them backhands you. Go ahead and mark experience and give me a D8, please. Not too bad. 5 points of damage, 1 piercing, do apply armor. All right, so Xander, one of these long arms is backhanded Luther entirely across the sewage drain. What do you do?
Um, I
Oh, Albrecht has put himself between Ranveer and harm, so
okay. Yeah, let's go get the one on Luther now. Um,
okay,
yeah, I think I will safeguard Luther.
oh, perfect,
Um,
hit it. Ha ha ha. So you get 2.
okay. With the +1 ongoing, is that a 10 instead, so I can then hold 3,
Yep.
or is that okay?
Actually,
Perfect.
that's just 4. Yeah, so 4. Oh,
Oh,
by the way,
okay.
half the effect or damage, you could also half the knockback effect from their forceful.
Hmm.
Just
Okay.
so she knows.
I think I'll deal damage equal to my level.
Uh-huh.
Give a +1 to Luther.
Got it.
Um, redirect, and yeah, I'll just do all of it. I'll have the effect
Beautiful.
of the knockback,
Beautiful. All right. So you're gonna give me a tough roll at the bonus. Okay,
which
good
is
enough.
5. Yeah.
Yeah, good enough. Don't worry about it. And then no damage because they're cloudy claw. Actually, it knocks you to 1 knee. It doesn't knock you back
Hmm.
or all the way down, but it does knock you to 1 knee. And go ahead and give me so 7 damage.
Hmm.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to be okay, 7 damage. 6, all right. That one's basically had enough and it's running. So there's one uninjured one that the 4 of you are surrounding. Um, Ranveer, you've got some breathing room. What do you do?
So, what were to happen So is the ghoul preoccupied right now?
Yeah, it's glancing around at everybody trying to decide who to attack. What do you do?
Say if they put maybe like sanctify hands, like from behind on it.
Hands.
Okay.
No, I don't think that's. I mean, okay, if you were wearing like gloves, or I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah, good
you
idea.
could do like magic weapon on your buckler and like shield bash this thing.
That's what I was
That would
gonna
work.
like set plan B.
Okay. So give me a spell roll, please. Okay, so again, I'm guessing something interesting happens. Yay, nay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your shield's gonna do an additional 1d4 magical damage. Unless of course you wanted this to be holy.
Definitely holy.
Definitely holy. Okay. And go ahead and give me a brawl roll, please.
Is that plus? I'm gonna put that +1 on.
Correct. Okay. So you reach out and touch someone. Go ahead and give me class damage, please. And a 1d6. Okay. Okay. 8 points of damage. And it's holy. All right. So several things happen all at once. Uh Ranveer chants the fastest prayer any of you have ever heard. So the buckler glows white. And
I'm wild and mad.
yeah, the buckler glows white, and you all see a wide-eyed Ranveer just punch the hell out of this ghoul. It was like, weren't you dead like 5 seconds ago? Just punch the hell out of this thing right in the face. Boom! There is this thunderclap of like boom, echo, 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 and little Ranveer just knocks this thing across the sewer. It hits with enough force to crack its skull, and it kind of slides down like a liquid to the ground. And that was the last one. Dun dun dun. All right, and we're ended time, folks. When next we meet, we'll find out how they're going to handle the repercussions, shall we say? All right, everybody, check your motivations. Check your motivations. See if you have succeeded in your motivational goals. Go around. Albrecht, did you hit your motivation?
I think I did.
What is it?
It was when me and Luther were in
All right,
the
well, just
room.
tell me the motivation. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's probably put them back put them in their place for lack of respect.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So
Yeah.
at least the situation I'm thinking of is when me and when Albrecht and Luther were in the room,
Gotcha.
surrounded by the archery.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You stood up for yourself. A little proud there. Anybody else hit your motivation? Okay, awesome. Everybody who did hit your motivation marked XP. Also, Will, for the whole leadership thing, yeah, mark XP for that as well for your
Cool.
key. Anybody else hit your key? I mean, Ranveer, you were, I mean, you didn't go out of your way to be overly trusting or no, okay. If you don't think you hit your key, you didn't hit your key. That's fine. All right, everybody check your blood. Has anybody had a major shift in attitude about one of the other characters? Or have you received new insight into one of the characters' personalities that would cause you to add an additional blood with them? What do you think?
I think Albrecht would.
I have some things about Albrecht too.
Dun dun dun. You're all muted, by the way.
No, we know we were talking
Oh.
about something else.
Oh, okay, cool.
Then
Sorry.
you want to go first? Or should I go first?
Didn't mean to interrupt
Albrecht,
your.
you go ahead. You go ahead, Albrecht.
Okay. I think almost kind of feel like adding a blood, with Xander. It's kind of for me it's a reverse of one of the ones I actually have. Would that be okay on the list of bloods for the hammer?
Okay, what blood were you thinking about?
It's essentially a reverse of the owes me their life, admitted or not.
Oh, okay. So something along the lines of I'll call him a liar to his face if he said it, but yeah, he kind of saved my life, kind of a thing.
So Albrecht, so Xander probably, not probably, did save his life by taking the poison, but Albrecht is too stubborn and arrogant to ever admit it.
Okay. Yeah, so what if he saved my life? He's a jerk. Kind of. Okay. However you want to write
I
that.
think it's along the lines of like what I said earlier, is that, at least in character, where Albrecht didn't ask for it.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. No, I like it.
I think
All right.
that's the reasoning he's probably going to use in the admitted or not part of it.
Does that work for you, Xander?
That's fine with me. Yep.
Beautiful. All right, and you got a new one with Albrecht?
Yes. So I had Albrecht is a better soul than he lets on. Good to have
Mhm.
your back.
Mhm.
With the poison thing, I feel like he's kind of mad at Albrecht now, and so now he's like, Albrecht tempts my baser natures. Albrecht makes Xander pretty mad pretty fast.
Yeah. However you want
I
to
was
say.
just
Yeah.
last week. I was just waiting until I could just shatter
Yes.
that expectations.
However you want to say pretty. Albrecht really knows how to press my buttons. However you want to say that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Anybody else resolve any? Oh, and both of you mark 1 XP, please. Anybody else resolve any blood or have any new blood?
I think I might have a new blood with Xander.
Which is.
He saved my life. Like when he ran in with that shield and took all those hits for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No
But
question.
I feel like Luther would absolutely be so confused about that in some way.
So Xander saved my life. What does he want?
Yeah.
Xander saved my life. When is it? Oh, great. When is Xander going to come to me and for yeah, okay. Oh yeah, Xander saved my life. What do I do now? Is a greeting card appropriate? A pat on the bottom firmly in the end zone. What do we?
Yeah.
Do we chest bump? Is this a gift giving occasion? Okay, cool. Yeah. Xander saved my life, and I'm totally confused as to why. I love it. How about you, Ranveer? Any new blood or resolved?
So with Albrecht, I have 2, but I think it cancels it out.
Okay.
Like, kind of what Xander was saying, pushes my buttons. It's what I already had.
Uh-huh.
But he did save my life, but also he was not great. So I think it just cancels out.
Well, how about this? And you can try this on for size. I have a lot of conflicting emotions about Albrecht.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so how do you feel about that, Albrecht?
I like that.
Okay, write it down. And Xander, how do you feel about Luther is very somewhere between confused and concerned. You're like, you saved my life. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Now what?
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay,
Luther.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think that kind of leans into what I have with Luther.
All right. So the big 3. Did you defeat a noteworthy enemy?
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes,
Probably.
you did. Did you recover a noteworthy item?
I got the rod.
Yeah.
The radar.
The rod.
Yes, the rod of movement detection. And did you learn something new about the world?
Ghouls
Yeah.
suck.
Cool. Yeah,
They're a little
yeah.
silly. I love them.
But does anybody know what the big-eyed scaly things are?
Those look like fish people to me.
Did you know that they were fish people?
Could we make that assumption? I feel like it's kind of obvious.
I don't think any of us know what those were.
No.
I think they're people.
So everybody mark 3 more XP. So you got all of the big three today. That's awesome. And some of you are failing rolls left and right. That was beautiful. All right. Last but not least, gold stars. Gold stars. Man of the hour, Tower of Power, Xander. Who gets your gold star for the day?
I'm gonna go with Luther. When it came down to it, he pulled that sword out, joined everyone else in the melee class, and just decided to hack and slash, and it was pretty great.
Yep. Oh, by the way, unless he chooses otherwise, that Fireblade is only about this long. So he had to go toe to toe with these things, and I'm impressed. All right, so Luther, who gets your gold star for the eve?
Xander, I would have died. I would have died.
That's as good a reason as any. Randveer, who gets yours, boss?
I'm gonna give it to Albrecht because a lot of good role playing.
Yes,
Getting.
yes. Awesome. And Albrecht, who gets yours?
I'm gonna give it to Xander for a very similar reason because of the character interactions
Nice.
between Albrecht and Brother Xander.
Nice. I'm going to give my GM gold star, though it was a hard determination. I wrestled with myself. Albrecht, you're going to get this one as well. With this gold star does come with some strings attached. Okay. Inter-party rivalry clash of personalities, 2 thumbs up. Okay. It makes it really interesting. If you ever, however, have the urge to put on a blue cloak with ears and stand in the rain over Gotham City and brood about justice, lie down until that feeling passes. Okay. No man is an island. Yeah, no man is an island, and you were dangerously veering close to like peninsula status, so take that 1 XP. But yeah, this was good. I'm impressed. All right, so yeah, and you're down in the sewers, even if you got enough XP to level up, you can't. So tune in next time, faithful viewers, to see how they're going to pull their bacon out of the fire. 17% savable. What's that? 83% destroyed bacon. You'll have 17% left to eat. See what they do. And hey, faithful viewers, thanks again for being here. No Theoretical Bias thanks you. Our crew thanks you. Teams A and B, thank you. So tune in next week. Take a look at our Tuesday nights. Take a look at our Thursday nights, and do come back every Sunday for this wonderful group of people. Watch Xander and the gang burn stuff and blow things up. All right. Thanks again. Cheers.